Hi everyone, this is Ivan Casanova. Welcome back to the second edition of Recruit Forward. For those of you who are here for the first time that we did this, it's a video series. We're here to educate folks on what are the best practices and the best ways for you guys out there to improve your talent acquisition and recruiting function. So today's topic is why Career Site SEO is a massive opportunity. This is a topic that is near and dear to my heart because I think it is the biggest opportunity in all of recruiting. It's amazing that in our industry, we really aren't very good at having people find our jobs on the internet. And that's a really big problem. Why? Because research that's coming out today says that almost 3 out of every 4 job searches starts on Google. And that kind of makes sense, right? You're looking for a new job. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to go into Google and you're going to say, I want to be a salesperson, or I want to be an accountant in Dallas, Texas, or Chicago, Illinois, wherever you live, and the kind of job that you would want. And so today, if you're not doing a good job on SEO, like most organizations are not really doing a good enough job on SEO, here's what ends up happening for the candidate. Right? So again, if you look at it from the candidate's perspective, what happens? Well, they search for something that says marketing jobs in New York City at XYZ company. And then next, they get a bunch of results. And typically these are companies like LinkedIn or Craigslist or Indeed, right? What's missing from that list are actual companies who are hiring for marketing jobs in New York City. What's missing are marketing jobs at XYZ company. And that's a weird result. It's actually one of the only places on the internet where you don't get like the most important or most obvious results early in your search results page. It's a little weird. So then what happens? So our behavior drives us to select one of those top links. So we go into an Indeed, and what do we get? We get a bunch of jobs that maybe aren't relevant. They're not at XYZ company. They're not even marketing jobs. We get a bunch of advertisement, okay? We finally scroll through the list, and maybe we find a position at XYZ company. And then it looks weird because the branding is actually not from XYZ company, and there's really no idea for the job seeker to really see what it would be like to work at XYZ company. They click apply now, and they end up on the career site. That seems like a really, really long route to take to actually find the job that I searched for at XYZ company. I think we can do better. So why is this the case, right? Why is it that we're forcing candidates to take this really, really unobvious way to actually apply for jobs, right? It doesn't make any sense. So let's take a look at why this actually is. What's the driver behind it? Well, fundamentally, the driver is that most ATSs are simply not built for SEO. They're not, right? They don't leverage metadata. Metadata is the stuff that Google actually examines on your web pages that says, what is this page actually about? They don't have crawlable sitemaps. I know this sounds really techie and weenie, but what it really is the idea that the structure of your website makes it easy for Google to crawl. I think it's pretty obvious that if your website is easy for Google to index and Google to look at, that you'll probably do better in the search results from Google. Don't have SEO-friendly URLs. This one drives me crazy. Do you ever look at the URL bar on some of the job descriptions or some of the pages that your ATS generates? They're like these long character strings with weird characters and number combinations. Google doesn't know what to make sense of that, right? You should have a URL structure that makes perfect sense and is obvious, right? The website's really hard to navigate. So Google actually cares about how they actually look at the combinations of pages and how people would actually navigate on your site. They don't use static landing pages. This is a big deal. If there's no one place in your organization for you to market the URL and a destination for people to end up, Google will never, ever rank you well in their organic search results. This one's more recent, and I know we've talked a lot about this at Jibe, which is they actually changed the algorithm in the last year or so, and what they did was if your site is not friendly to mobile devices, that means that it actually works really well on a mobile device, Google will absolutely not find you and ding you and drop you in the search results, okay? So As we think about why this is the case and the ATS is the root cause for some of these SEO challenges, what if we just went like this, straight from Google to your career site? I think that'll help people and it'll really drive a lot more traffic to your site. Okay, so we just finished talking about how your applicant tracking system is probably hurting your ability to do well on search engines and having candidates find you through search on the web. So what are your options? Well, I think option number one is to do nothing, and just from our experience it shows that like status quo probably is not the best way to run your business. So option two might be to replace your ATS with something that's a little bit more SEO friendly. Well, that sounds really expensive and a really long-term value proposition. Typically this takes years and years to replace these technologies. This technology is deeply embedded into your recruiting function. I don't think anybody wants to go through the pain of replacing their ATS. A third approach, and one that we've been using here at Jibe really successfully, has been to unlock the data that sits inside your applicant tracking system and use it in something that's much more SEO friendly, right? When you do that, you create this massive opportunity for you and your business. First off, you get better traffic to your site. Somebody searches for marketing jobs at XYZ company, and they end up with a link that says marketing jobs at XYZ company. They want to click on that. Somebody who is interested in applying for those types of jobs at your organization. Next, increase credibility and branding. If you show up really well in the Google search algorithm, people will think you're a hip, cool company that gets technology, the kind of place where people want to work. Third, results gain momentum over time. The higher you show up in the Google rankings, the more people click on it, the higher you show up in the Google rankings. It's really great. It's like compound interest. You do better over time with these investments. This investment will really pay off. Organic talent pipeline growth. Think about all the money that you're spending on job boards today, and you're getting all of this unfiltered, not really great traffic to your site from these job boards. What if you took that money and you invested it in building a great candidate experience for people who come to your website? If you did that, you'd get better traffic, higher quality, more applies. You'd be doing a lot better job with recruiting. You'd also be meeting the job seeker's expectations. Listen, today people on the broader internet have awesome experiences all day long. Think of all the great consumer websites that you love and you use every single day. What if your career site could actually work like that? I think people would really enjoy that. And last but not least, you could really go after those passive candidates. That guy who's just trolling the internet, trying to see what's out there. I'm not really sure if I'm interested or not in applying for a job. You've got like a moment to actually capture that guy's interest. That's the best way to do it, okay? So listen, I hope you found this useful. I hope you found this helpful. And I look forward to seeing you guys again for the next edition of Recruit Forward. See ya.